Hello, students. The poem Legend of Northland, written by Phoebe Carey. Phoebe Carey was born on 4th September 1829 and died in July 31, 1871. She was an American poetess and the youngest sister of poetess Alice Carey. The sisters published poems in 1849 and then went on to publish volume of their own. Their own works include poems of Alice, Phoebe Carey, poems and parodies, poems of faith, hope and love. Legend of Northland is a ballad. Ballad means the kind of poem which narrates a story in short stanzas. So basically, this poem is going to tell us a story. So it's a story. Ballad is a such kind of poem which tells a story in short stanzas, and in the poem, all the stanzas comprise 4 lines. In total, there are 16 lines, and this is going to tell us a folk story. The story of the Northland area, which is to the north in the North Pole, and the exact place is not specified that which Northland or which is that particular city. So we can assume that this is somewhere near the North Pole. Legend means a historical story on one which is very old and has been passed on from generation to generation. A Legend of Northland is a traditional popular story composed in the style of a ballad. Ballad is obviously a poem which tells a story, and it narrates the legend of how Saint Peter had cursed one lady who was greedy. The lady was being mean and greedy, and this poem imparts the moral lesson that greed is always punished. Saint Peter was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. He was the one who used to preach Christianity from one place to another. So there are number of words which you are going to learn and it will be added into your vocabulary. So away in the northland, far away in the northland where the hours of the day are few, the night are so long and long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. So the poet says that the story belongs to Northland, and it was a time of winter when the days were shorter and the nights were long. And the people harness mean to tie the reindeers. You can see in the picture, this is reindeer. So people ride reindeers. They were swift mean they were so fast. So the people used to ride reindeer. They used to tie them with some ropes. Harness mean to tie with ropes, and sledges. Wooden cart was attached at the back, and the people ride on snow. So the people used to ride reindeers in snow, and the children looked like bear's cub. In their funny furry clothes. So the children looked like bear's cub because they used to wear funny furry clothes as it was winter time. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe this is true. So the poet says they stand for the people of Northland, them stand for the children. So the people told a curious or interesting story to their children. I don't believe it is true. They stand for this. The poet says he doesn't know whether the story is true or not, but if he will tell us the story, the reader will learn a lesson. Once, when the Saint Peter lived in world below, Saint Peter is a saint who preached for Christianity, and at that time he used to live in the world. He walked around the world preaching. Preaching means giving spiritual or religious lecture. Just as he did, like the other saints, he also did the preaching for Christianity. One day he came to the door of a cottage in traveling round the earth. When he was traveling from one place to another, he came across a cottage where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth. Hearth is like the place where the food is being cooked. So he saw a woman was making cake on the hearth and he was about to faint due to fasting. Fasting means he had not eaten anything since morning. The day was almost done. The day was almost done, almost complete, but Saint Peter has not eaten anything. So he asked the lady from her store of cakes to give him a single one. So she made a very little cake, but the lady could not give the cake from her store. Then she made a very little cake to give it to Saint Peter. But as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. When the cake was being made, she noticed that the cake was too large and she did not want to give it to Saint Peter. Therefore, she kneaded mean to make dough. आटा बनाते हैं, आटा गूंदने को kneaded बोलते हैं. She kneaded another, still a smaller one. Still she made small cake. It looked when she turned it over. When she turned the cake, it was as large as the first had done. She took a tiny scrap of dough. Then she took another tiny small amount. Scrap mean small amount of dough and rolled and make it flat and baked it thin as wafer. So now she made it so flat as it became like a wafer. But she couldn't part with that means she couldn't give it to Saint Peter. She said, "My cakes that seems too small when I eat of them myself." Then the lady noticed that when she eat the cake, they look so small, but they yet too large to give away. So she put them on the shelf. So when she had to give it away, they looked so large. That's why she did not give the cake to Saint Peter and kept the three cakes on the shelf. Then good Saint Peter grew angry because he had been waiting since long. He was hungry and about to faint. Surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. Provoke mean to make angry. The woman had made him stand so long, and still she did not give the food or cake to Saint Peter. That's why he became so angry. And he said, "You are so selfish to dwell in human form." Saint Peter told the lady that she did not deserve to be a human. Dwell basically means to live. Saint said that the lady did not deserve to be a human being, to have both food and shelter. She did not deserve to get food and also shelter, and farm and fire to keep herself warm. So Saint told her that she did not deserve to be human, to get food, shelter, and fire. Now you shall build as the birds do, and shall yet get your scanty food. Scanty mean less, insufficient. Saint Peter said that she had to live in the form of a bird and she will get less food as the birds get, very small amount of food. By boring and boring and boring, by doing hard work all day in the dry wood. So she had to work so hard. She had to bore with her beak in the dry wood to get the food as the birds do. So Saint Peter cursed the lady that she would be converted into a bird and she would have to work hard in the forest to get the food. Then up she went through the chimney, never speaking a word. So the lady could not speak anything to defend herself, and then immediately she was converted into a bird, and she came out of the chimney. Out of the top flew a woodpecker. The lady was turned to be a woodpecker. She was changed to a bird. She had a scarlet cap on her head. When she was in a human form, she was wearing a red cap. Scarlet means red cap. Then was left the same. When she became a bird, the red cape was still same. And rest of the clothes were burned because she became a bird. And she became as black as coal in the flame. Flame means fire. Every country schoolboy, every boy who comes from a rural area sees a woodpecker, and this they have seen in the wood. The woodpecker is seen in the forest, in the town, in the city, in the villages. She lives in the trees. The woodpecker lives in the trees till that every day, boring and boring for food. So the woodpecker had to hit the wood with her with its beak to get the scanty food. It had to do a lot of work to get the food. So what we learn in this story that the woodpecker the lady turned to be a woodpecker because of her greed. The theme of the poem is based that greed is a grave sin. It's a bad karma. Greedy people do not deserve the blessing and the comfort which human beings deserve. Human beings should thus acquire quality of kindness, fellow feeling and empathy. The little woman greed stopped her from sharing her smallest cake with hungry Saint Peter, thus earning his wrath. Wrath means anger. So let's discuss the literary devices. The alliteration is used, which means repetition of vowel sound, that letter sound. F, furry, funny. Here you can notice that F sound is repeated. Then I tell you the tail. T sound is repeated. Then faint with fasting. So this way you have to search alliteration. Now is enjambment. Enjambment, which means the line continue without any comma or punctuation. You can see here two lines. There is no comma after winter. So this way, when there is no comma and the line continues to the next, this is called enjambment. Then is simile. Simile means there is comparison between two things with like or as word. Like the cake was as thin as wafer, as black as coal. The bird became as black as coal. So here the two things are compared with like or as word. Then is repetition. Repetition is used when two words are repeated in the same line. Away, away, you can see here that away word is repeated twice. Then boring, boring, and boring. So, this way, these four literary devices are used in the poem. You can search and underline in your book. Now, the message of the poem. The poem conveys the message that as human being we should have positive qualities like affection, love, sympathy, generosity, and sense of sharing. We should not be selfish. We should not have negative qualities like selfishness, greediness, greed, and cruelty. Otherwise, these things will be punished and we will get whatever we will do to the people. It's like a karma. So you are supposed to revise the poem and underline the important points in your book.